I'm Rob Licuria, Senior Editor at Gold Derby, here with Diego Luna. First of all, Diego, congratulations on your Critics' Choice and Golden Globe nominations. How exciting.
It's exciting, as you say. Thank you very much. I'm very happy for the show, for the team, and also as audience. I'm happy because I love Star Wars. I've watched Star Wars for my whole life now. I have kids, and I'm glad there's room for new things, for something different in this universe, and I am happy to be part of that.
It's so cool. And, I noticed yesterday you were the only other actor apart from Sir Alec Guinness to receive a nomination at the Golden Globes for anything Star Wars related. So that says a lot about how much everybody seems to really love this show and your performance. So that's brilliant.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I love how creator showrunner Tony Gilroy says that Cassian Andor gave his life for the galaxy in Rogue One. Consciously, soberly, without vanity or recognition, he sacrificed himself. To me, that's a perfect jumping off point, to understand how compelling Cassian is as a character. What did you most admire or love about the character?
Definitely that, man. Definitely that, because also that makes him very special. I don't know many people like that. I don't know many stories about people like that, and it's a beautiful reminder of what we are capable of. What regular people could do, because and that's what I love about the show, that this character is quite special and unique. Characters like this don't get big shows about their stories, like they're never the center of a story, because this character has flaws. It's just a regular guy trying to be the best version of himself. He fails sometimes, he succeeds in others, but he's capable of one thing, of committing completely, and sacrifice is the only thing we actually have. That's the only thing we can give at the end. The understanding that there's something bigger than us, and that it matters, and that we are willing to give everything for that. I think that is a beautiful story, and again, a beautiful reminder of what this world needs. People that thinks further than than just their reality. It's people that are curious of what's happening outside, to others. People that I think these characters, because it's not just Cassian, it's sacrifice is a big word in this show. We see a lot of people sacrificing for something. We see many characters do that, and it's quite interesting to say, yes, we are capable of that. We seem to spend a lot of time just taking care of what we think is crucial and essential for our existence, without noticing that there's others out there, and there's bigger issues and bigger problems, therefore solutions we could be part of if we care.
Yeah, I could not have said it better myself. And before Andor was even made, I read a lot of commentary about why are they making a show about this character. He's a small character from Rogue One. Is it really necessary? I'm so grateful that Tony and the whole team did this, because it's given Star Wars, the whole saga, just a whole new perspective. And I'll tell you what I think, and then I'd love to hear from you. So in Andor, we discover the different shades of those people who rise up against tyranny: statesmen and workers and mercenaries and visionaries like Luthen. And that is so compelling to me, those gray areas. And against that, we don't have this binary black or white, good or evil thing like we do in a lot of other shows. And that's what I loved about Rogue One, and that's what I really love about this show. Do you think that's a big reason why the show's resonating?
Definitely, and I completely see why people at the beginning were, I don't know, like conflicted with the idea. Let's put it that way, because again, when we talk about big scope, when we talk about like a big project like this, science fiction, you tend to want to have characters that can't be blamed for making mistakes. You want the hero story where the character just takes the right choices one after the other, and here we are telling a story that sounds much more realistic, and it's a show about regular people and what has to happen for people to create a rebellion. What are the conditions for a revolution to erupt? That's what this show is about. Therefore, you have to talk about the little stuff that happens to people, because many times that is actually what triggers things. It's about the intimate lives of these people, and by understanding how oppression impacts the life of regular people. That's what this show is about, because we have to understand why the rebellion happens. And Star Wars, has had these people always in the background, and there's always the talk about a rebellion or about these people doing this or the people. But in this show, we're actually going to see these people, and we're going to spend time with these people, and we're going to understand their conditions and their reality from the inside, not from someone witnessing from afar coming to save them, because there's no one to save you here. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a revolution. Revolutions happen when there's nothing else but getting your hands dirty and getting out there and becoming part of the solution. And that's what this show is about. And also, it's about both sides, which I think it's also very smart. The show is called Andor, and yes, we're going to follow this character, but it's also a great excuse to meet other characters and witness important events, for the galaxy. And here we are. I was asked also, like, what is the show about? And I was like, well, it's about how a revolution gets born, how a revolution erupts, and it's about a community. The real core of this story is a community, and Cassian is the one that's going to take you around, but it's about the community. It's about something bigger than just the character. Obviously, you cannot say that at the beginning where people are complaining why there's a show called Andor, because because Andor is the perfect excuse to go understand what was happening in very dark moments of this galaxy to the actual people.
That's right. He's holding our hand through the journey. We could have been called Rebellion or whatever, it doesn't matter. And he doesn't start off that way. I love his journey. On Aldani, he shoots Skeen. He says, I'm being paid. He doesn't really care about the cause, or he doesn't say it out loud. By the end, he's saying to Luthen, kill me or take me in. Man, I love that journey for you and your character. Actually, what I would love to ask you a bit more about, because I know we don't have a lot of time, is the episodes that are set on Narkina 5. I don't have any words for how much I love those. And every day I wake up and I think about Kino saying he can't swim. And I'm just like, I can't believe we're not going to see any more of Andy Serkis. And I just was wondering, those 3 episodes written by Toby Haynes, directed by Bo Willimon, with you and Andy together, what did you think of them? Because I think they're just a masterpiece.
I think from conceptually they're very smart, because I think the whole series is making a comment on the world we live in, and touching in things that matter, topics that are pertinent and matter. But the concept behind this prison is very strong, and it's so connected to the world. And what scares me a lot of this world we live in, where we are becoming kind of like prisoners of this gigantic prison that is about making. It's about production.
Yeah.
Your value is in how much you produce. Therefore, this prison needs you healthy, needs you strong, clean. It's everything but what we think of as the prison, and this, in this prison, you're kept alive with a lie, with the hope of getting out, but there's no out, because you don't matter, because you are nothing to them, but just a production machine, and it's really interesting comment that it's been made, and the production design of the place is like, suddenly, I mean, it looks so much like a technology store where you go buy your phones,
Yeah, on Apple
and
Store.
you're like, shit, that prison makes sense. In fact,
Oh,
makes sense, because we live to get the new one. We live to get the new version of our phone. Anyway, but Kino Lloyd is a very important character, crucial character for Cassian. I think the journey, and what happens to Kino is what teaches Cassian that he can be a leader. I think that's the first time he feels like, because he helps Kino wake up. He walks with it till the last moment. He's saying, you can do better, you can deliver better, grab that microphone and convince these people to jump.
yeah.
And then when you realize, he's sacrificing himself, because he knew from scratch, from the first moment they started planning this, that he would not have the chance to jump. He knew that, and he doesn't say it, because he wants. It's again, it's a great example of someone sacrificing everything, and Cassian witnesses that. And I mean, Cassian gets pushed, because otherwise there would be no Rogue One.
That's
I
right.
don't think he would have jumped, and that's why Kino never tells him, because
It's new.
I think by
Yeah.
the end of episode 10, they are so like connected, and so like they respect so much each other, I guess. And again, as I was saying, it's when Cassian realizes he can be part of a solution, and he can be part of a team and convince people and be a leader. It's like the first little hint he has of that, because
right.
at the end he manages to get Kino in the right side, and they organize something that works just fine. But that prison is so scary. Imagine a prison where they don't even have to watch you, because the control is it's already inside you. It's
I know.
in what you believe it's happening, that it's not happening at all.
When you and the men behind you do that thing when you're being electrocuted, oh my God, I couldn't believe that. And also, Cassian says to Kino, people with power don't panic. And by the end of it, you feel that Cassian is no longer in panic mode. He's determined. And I just love that journey. We don't get that kind of depth on many shows these days. In fact, there's so many really emotional moments in the show, like when Cassian freezes in immediate grief when he's told that Marva has died, the funeral procession, when Kino says he can't swim, when Mon Mothma has to make that very difficult decision between her daughter and the galaxy. Were there any particular emotional moments that really affected you personally?
Yeah, the speech of Marva at the end is just powerful and really strong, and all the music, it's the first time I actually like the music for that episode. Has been composed for a long time, and they worked really hard on that. And when we were shooting, we were listening to the music, you know.
Wow.
It was like the music was there before we got in. Like you never worked
Never
in
happens.
that order, you know.
No.
It's almost like doing a music video on
Yeah,
a
yeah.
way, you know, where the structure is the music, and you know, your this moment fits here. And as you know, there's this cliche thing of like, well, you'll put music and it'll be much better, don't worry. But it's true that something happens when you act and you're aware of the score at the same time, you know. And I remember, like, I had to pull my emotions back because I would be just crying easily, you know, and it wasn't the right moment to be crying like that. But it was just so intense. Also because you know what that means, you know. It's like, it's over, this town is over, that's it, you know. I mean, it's one more time these characters having to leave everything behind, you know. This connection they built is taken by the empire, this place called home, this idea of family, my community, our space where we belong, even though we don't belong. But we you know,
Yeah.
we fight, uh, you know, as refugees to belong now here, and this is taken away from us, you know. And this might be the last time we allow that to happen. All of that was there, you know, and it was
So
so
cool.
intense. But there's so many, as you said, man. I mean, episode 3 is very intense, you know. uh, there's so many moments where there's a lot, you know, there. And for Cassian has little words, but he is listening, and
Yeah.
he's digesting and processing.
It's all on
And
your face. Yeah.
mm,
You know, at the end when Luthen says, oh, you know, when Cassian says to Luthen, kill me or take me in, and Luthen says, you know, I wanna yeah, you know, he smiles at him, I guess, and there's this look of relief. I guess that brings us into season 2. How are you going? I know you're in production on season 2 right now. How's that all going?
it's going great, man, because first of all, the conditions for season 1 were really tough, you know. It was the worst time of the confinement, in, you know. And the pandemic made it really difficult. Many of us were coming from abroad, so we were far away from our families, and in lockdown. This time we have a little better way to interact, and we're enjoying that. We're enjoying the journey because we're the protocols are different today than they were back then. Also, we are very proud of the first season, you know. and
Yeah.
uh, and even though we started working on the second way before first season was ready and out, but the response of people, it's important, you know, because at the end you tell stories because you want others to hear. And today we're really pleased that audiences are liking so much the show and celebrating the show for the reasons we are part of this show, for the same reasons, you know. So it's kind
Yeah.
of cool, and you can tell there's a good energy on set of people just working there, really proud and happy to be part of this team. And but it's crazy, man. It's crazy the
Can
amount
you
of
tell me
work.
just everything? Because I can't let you go. Just give me all the secrets. Don't worry about Disney. No,
Exactly. I'll tell you everything that happened. Yeah, no matter what, no matter if I say it now, like we're gonna. There's so much for us to do before you can watch it again that you will.
True.
It's incredible. The I mean that who was saying this? I think recently Kathleen Kennedy was saying, like, if we really think about this, since Rogue One to the point where we finish this second season, it'll be more than 10 years of our life, you know. It's a long time. And but I'm glad that it pays off, you know, that we do it with this patience, with, you know, this rigor. And we're not rushing season 2. We are doing it the same way we did season 1, you know. We respect a lot our work, and we respect also a lot the fans and the people that are watching the show. And we're gonna try to aim to what we did or better, you know, at least.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm so impatient, but I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Diego, for talking to me today, and congratulations on all the success of Andor. It's so well deserved.
Thank you so much. Thank you.